Alright guys, Sweetknives here. We're back looking at the air ace. This is one of my buddy's knives and this is part 2. We're sharpening it. If you guys made it this far, hit that button on the bottom, subscribe please. I got lots of content coming out. There's lots of good links. There's stuff to Amazon in the description. Check it out. And I got a bunch of other sharpening videos, so do check it out. We're gonna get going on this. I got it mounted. I got a piece of tape right here. I'm hoping this all focuses right. You never know on these deals. What we're trying to do is we're trying to match this factory edge on this one. This is an old vintage Benchmade, and we're just trying to match this edge and get it to a nice mirror finish, and then we're gonna test it later on to see what the sharpness is. Right now this registered right around 186 or 200, something like that. I got it in part 1. But we're gonna just start from start to finish. You're gonna get to see what goes on here. First thing I like to do is I do take a marker and I draw a marker down the center. And what we wanna do is we wanna see where do these line up. So I take like an 800 grit, because that's what we wanna do to just see where it lines up. And what I'm gonna do is I'm sure this is probably set too low. I'm gonna move this out to like, it looks like it's like probably 17 to me. So I'm gonna just see if 17 is the right one. So we will see. I don't know if it is, but let's just see where this lines up. No, I don't think that's gonna work. I got the knife too deep and it's gonna hit. Shoot. Let's see if 18, 15, 16, 17. Let's see where 18 lines up. I might have to readjust this whole thing. Now we got a little problem here. Okay, I got this a little bit too, I'm gonna have to undo this. And we're gonna have to move it up. Didn't want to do that, but I have to. Let's see how this squeezes. All right. Now let's see, at about, sorry this is taking this long. This is what you gotta do. Now we're at 17. I'm just messing with the little screw. You can't see, but on the bottom of this wicked edge, there's these little screws. And I just wanna see. It's really close. Let's just see what, it's really, really close. That looks about perfect to me. Now I'm gonna check the other side, okay? I didn't get it all off, but you can just see, you can see how that's coming off. Looks pretty good, especially right here. Okay, I'm gonna just see on the other side where we're hitting. Let's put it at about 17 on the other side. And it is at 17 now. Let's see how this looks. It's hitting a little bit. I might have to go to 18. Let me just see how that looks. I want to get this just perfect for my buddy. Okay, we're gonna do an advanced technique trick here. I'm gonna show you guys what that is. So bear with me. We're gonna tilt the whole thing like that. You see how that went? So we're gonna go just like how we had it, but we're gonna tilt the whole thing about like that. And now I wanna just see if that tip becomes a little bit, see how it's taking off the stuff right here, but not at the tip? That means that we're not lined up right. A little better. It's a little better. I'm gonna check the other side now. I really want to get this right. I don't want to screw it up for this guy. I'm just adjusting one more time on the bottom. I'm gonna see what it looks like when I make this adjustment. See, we're not taking off like hardly any steel right now. This looks to be about the right amount. I believe that I'm doing it right. So now we're gonna start the whole sequence. Sorry that took a whole bunch of time. We do want to get it right. We do want to get it right. And I just want to make sure that's in there good. It's kind of really cockeyed here, but I think it's gonna work. All right, guys, so here we go. We're gonna start off with 200 grit. This steel is 154 cm, and 200 grit should be just fine. So we're gonna start out with 200 grit, and then we're gonna work our way up to, the next one will be 400, then 600, then 800, then 1,000, then 1,500, then 2,200, then 3,000, and then I got 3 different micron diamond lapping films. So, want to make sure these nuts stay really tight now. And here we go. Let's rock and roll. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit on the other side now. I got these little cloths here. We want to wipe this off as we go. It's looking good. There's going to be a fair amount of grinding we're going to have to do right at the edge here. You can see, I don't know how well that's picking up, but right up there, there's a lot of black marker. So I do have to grind that down. It's looking good. Okay, I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna be right back. I need to get a tool for micro adjusting, so hang on. All right, I'm back. I got a little Allen wrench to micro adjust this other side because I wanted to get it a little bit, just a hair better. And it is a hair better. It's looking good. It's gonna take a little bit of time because I gotta grind away this edge up here. We're getting there. These first few stages take the longest because you're grinding away material, and even though I'm matching the angle, it's we're making it a little bit wider right at the tip, and so in order to do that, you're you're taking off a little bit. It's not much, but it's enough where I'm definitely affecting the steel. And I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to use 100 just for a little bit. So I'm going to go down and just use 100 for a little bit. There. That's taking it off a lot better. Should have just started with 100, I guess. Really takes off the stuff, doesn't it? Close, but we're still not there. See that little bit right at the tip there? I don't know how well that's showing up on camera, but we need to grind a little bit more right there. We want this to be almost perfect. stubborn at that tip. Real stubborn, and I don't want to fuck it up. All right. We're moving on to 200 where I started, but I switched to 100. So back to 200 now. Tighten everything up. Get going. I know this is taking a while. Not pushing too hard. Very sharp already. I believe we're good to move on to 400. Now it's going to go a little faster. So sometimes, guys, if you're with me and you've made it this long and you're watching this whole thing, you're probably like, what the hell is this guy doing? But the truth is, this is a precious knife and we don't want to mess it up. And so we want to get it right. And so that means we got to take the time and do it right. If you go fast, you ain't gonna get it right. So you gotta go slow, you gotta check this stuff out, you gotta make sure it all lines up, you gotta make sure all your ducks are in a row, and you gotta start out with those lower grits just right. If you don't get that angle at the low end, it sure as hell ain't gonna work at the high end. So that's why we gotta spend the time and do that. Now we're gonna move on to 400, then 600, and it should start going a little faster and a little better. But the idea is you want to get to this spot here, and I don't want to go past like the middle when I'm doing up and down like this, because if I do that, then I'm going to start rolling this whole thing, and I don't want to roll that. Otherwise, I'm going to blunt that tip. So I'm trying to just go perfectly straight, and this happens to be an extremely difficult one. It's a spear point. I mean, This is a fairly complicated one to sharpen, but I think it's going to turn out really damn good. So just stick with me. Now what happens is we're not taking off a lot of material anymore. We're just refining what we just did to make it ultra pristine. And so now I'm going to go back and forth on the 400. That should be good with 400. Now what we'll do is we'll move on to the next one, which is 600. So in order to do that, we just flip it around. Really lightly. I'm gonna wipe it with a fresh clean cloth here. That's 600. I'm gonna just also take the clean side and just wipe off any residue that might be on the actual stone. And now I'm gonna keep going. Okay, that should be good with 600, and I'm gonna wipe it again. Get that puppy clean. We want it really pristine. Every one of these sequences matters, and if it's not pristine, then you know it could be contaminated. We don't want that. Okay, now we'll move on to 800 and 1000. Here we go. I know this is turning out to be a long video, but I want to do it right. Guess what, guys? This knife is really sharp now. And it will cut you if you're not careful. Everywhere, across the whole blade, it's sharp. Now we're moving on to 1,000. This is where it starts getting fun. Really important to check your screws, make sure they're all tight. Hopefully this is still recording, showing this right all the way up there. Okay, here's 1,000. Jesus. Wipe it again. Starting to get that funny mirror. It's like a funny mirror. That's what happened. All right, done with those ones. Now we're on to 1500 and then a couple more. Never ends. Just keeps going. Going and going and going. This is where it starts to get good. 1500 grit. Tighten the screws. I mean, I don't know if you can get these much sharper. I like the way these start sounding too. Just like a beautiful sound. It's like everything you did up to this point was worth it when you start hearing that. Got to be careful if you, I'm just getting a little tiny residue out of the way when I do that, but if you're not careful, you'll slice right into your hand. So you should just use a cloth, and even then you got to be careful. Okay, clean cloth. It's starting to shape up. It's starting to look real nice. I like the way that looks. Alrighty. Moving on to 2200 now. 2200 and 3000, and then we'll do the other lapping films. Weird. Sometimes you hear funny noises. All right, enough of that. Now we're gonna wipe it and move on to the last diamond. It's taken a while to get here, guys, I know. Thanks for being patient if you're still with me. If you're not, well, probably just fast forwarded. Here we go, 3,000. Some people wonder, is it really necessary to do this? It just depends what you want. If you want the sharpest, cleanest, most awesome edge, yeah. It's amazing what 3,000 does. I mean, it really starts mirroring that. It's like a kind of like a funny mirror, but it does do it. It's about 50 on each side. All right, guys, that's pretty sweet. Now we're moving on to the diamond lapping films. This is where the mirror starts. So if you thought it was starting to show a mirror, you're gonna be really impressed when we move to this next stage. So let's do it. Let's start with, we'll start with 6. And then we'll go to, we'll start with 6 and then we'll go to the other one. So here we go, 6 micron. And you only go up on these. I'm gonna just double check, make sure it's all. Oh yeah. God, I love it when you get to this stage. It's like it's all worthwhile. I think my buddy is going to be happy with his knife. Damn, that looks good. All right, time to move on to the next one, which is 3 micron. God, that puts a pretty mirror on there. I gotta pause it. Hang on. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry, someone came to my door. I had to get it. This is looking good. We're still on 3 microns, so I'm just gonna keep plugging away. All right, now I'm moving to the finale, which is for me 1.5 today. We got 1.5s on and they look pretty good. So let's finish her with 1.5 microns. Tighten everything, make sure it all looks good. Looks good. Here we go. Ready, 1, 2. Flipping them around, I'm going to do it a little more. Damn, that looks good. That's 1.5. Whew. All right. I'm gonna pause it for a second. Well guys, here we are. I still got it in the vise. Probably just seems like a split second for you guys, but what I did is I found my other glass platings from Wicked Edge, and I found my other materials that I had bought a long time ago, since they don't even sell some of these anymore. Now I got 1 micron and 0.5, and I just thought, what the hell, you know, it looks pretty good, but let's see if we can get it even more better. So this is 1 micron. And to finish it off, here we go, 0.5. And they actually have some below that. But this is for if you're just totally nutty, which we are. I don't think Wicked Edge sells the 0.5 anymore. They got other ones, but they don't got 0.5. I don't know why. I just happen to have this. Okay, guys. That's it. That's the finale. Holy crap. Thanks for sticking around. There's still a few light spots we could have done a little bit better in the previous stages, but you'd have to be really picky. Like really, really, really picky. I'll just go one more time. blend it in. All right. Thanks for checking it out, guys. We're going to test the sharpness now, so hang tight. All right, guys, here it is. The finished product. Check out this edge. Not sure how well that shows up. It's a perfect mirror. Both sides. All right, let's see how sharp it is. That's what really matters. The moment we've all been waiting for. Make sure that clip is in there right. All right. Oops. Just want to get it set. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 17. Now that's pretty sharp. That's one of the sharpest ones that I've ever gotten on this. Holy crap. I mean, I knew it was sharp, but that tip was really stubborn, but in the end, it turned out really well. We took our time and we went through it, and it worked out perfect. So that's a look at the Benchmade 730 Aries, sharpened to perfection, 17 on that. I don't think you could be any more happier with a result like that. I'll clean it up. Just touching it a little bit gets it dirty. So I'll clean it up a little bit more, but that's it, guys. Thanks for checking out this awesome knife. I'm glad I was able to show you how to sharpen one of these, and it worked out really well. So that's it. Take a look at some of my other videos. I got all kinds of awesome content coming out. You'll want to check it out. Lots of different knives, lots of different sharpening videos. This was done on the Wicked Edge. So again, thanks for checking it out, guys. This was what I like to call a legend of the past, and it's living in the future. Take care, guys.